What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Every Week We Follow. We are today going to be talking about two things. One, Walsall.
It's back, baby.
Two,
Football's back.
it is.
Sort
I
of.
didn't enjoy it. And two, the latest transfer news coming out from all over the World Wide Web about Aston Villa and the usual bullshit that you hear everywhere. So anyway, Gary, how are you doing, mate?
Mate, I was buzzing yesterday because I thought we've got something to talk about today.
We got football back.
I'm like, yes, we can get on the pod tomorrow. We can talk about. I even predicted 4-1, and then I watched the game, and it's like, oh, okay, right. As soon as he announced the lineup, I mean, I don't know.
See that? Here we go. Here's the lineup. Here's the starting 11.
Woo.
I tell you what, let's just jump straight onto it. So I quite enjoy. I saw Moreno and I was like, oh, okay. Like, are we going to use him as a backup? Are we going to get rid of Dean and use him as a backup to Maatsen, or is he still just going to go out? Do we think?
Well, I mean, we don't know, do we? That's a possibility. I think that makes sense to me.
Crosses in that first half. He put some all right balls in.
Well, I just for that. I don't know. That just was too disjointed for me, even looking at it from the get-go, mate. And it proved that to be on the pitch. You can't
It's
youngsters,
right? It's just a fitness. It's just
it is right. But why do we look so disjointed? Like, because what's clear to me is that we're playing a certain way throughout the club, youth, kind of first team, whatever. But Walsall looked like the Premier League team in the first half, in particular. They did. They were well organised.
They looked well up for it. They like I said, I think we were talking about.
Fair play to the Travellers.
They were causing us problems wide. They were just attacking our wing backs, which to be fair, with Moreno and was it Rowe was playing at right back, or was it Bogard? They seemed to change. Yeah, it was Rowe.
I think it was supposed to be Rowe, but I think Bogard got dragged out of there for cover. It was great to have it back, mate. I was buzzing to watch them. And it's a good, let's start with the overall reflection of the game is it's minutes in the tank. It's a chance for the youngsters to play on a bigger stage, no problem. But that minutes in the tank comment, which we often say in pre-season, right? Surely you want players who haven't had many minutes. Like for me, and I know I'm going to come back to this, but Daniel Marlon for me should have got something yesterday. Like, even if it was a sub to come on, he's played no football, mate, at all.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. Is he still away with?
No, he's back, mate. He's done all the kit launch. He's been on the pre-season videos, right? And I imagine, right, that we're saving him maybe for the bigger games, maybe like for those last 3 pre-season friendlies.
I don't know. I mean, you got to remember though. There's a lot of players here that aren't on here that came back. Like Martinez.
Mate, he's one of them. So the international players came back on Monday, right? And that's fair play. So probably Wednesday was probably a bit too soon for them to have any kind of involvement. But having said that, for Marlon in particular, like, yes, he may have gone away with Netherlands on international duty, but he didn't play for the Villa. So it's not as if he's been exerted. Like, this it just makes me worry that he's not going to get minutes again. Like, I hope I'm proven wrong in the pre-season friendlies that are going to come. Maybe a couple more first teamers will go away on Saturday to Germany to give him an opportunity to have a game time. Yeah. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? But yeah, I was just disappointed in that because I just, in terms of what I want going forward for next season, most of that starting line up there, the 6 that started from the youth, aren't going to really feature.
No.
So it's in that respect, it's a bit of a pointless thing. Apart from the fact that it raises money for Walsall.
I'm interested to know whether we'll potentially use Caden Young. I thought he looked useful. He has got pace to burn. He was covering quite well at right back. And he's been around the team a little bit. So I'm interested in whether he's going to go on loan again.
That came on second half was Oskan, that young Turkish lad, but he's a left back.
Yeah, he played, didn't
he? He looked all right. He again, it's against a lower league opposition, but he looked to wanting to get forward. He had a great shot that looked like it almost went in the top corner, but was just slightly wide. But it's the question begs whether Emery will use any of these.
Yeah,
in any.
I also like the look of Mosquera I thought he looked quite solid first half. Made some decent interceptions. He's only 20 years old.
Yeah.
But again, it's these kind of players where they're like, yeah, they look all right, like potential, but probably not going to be used in the team because we need a higher level now. So they're probably going to go out on loan unless they just end up staying in the academy. For now.
Well, look,
yeah,
I've got no problem with using the youth if you're going to actually try and develop them and get them game time. If that makes sense. Like if you've got one or two players in there, whether it's Caden Young, Boscan, whether it's any one or two, you think, okay, if one or two of those are going to be on the fringe of, like Bogard was last year, that could actually get some minutes, then fair play. But if they're not, then that's just a wasted exercise. And it's okay. It's minutes in the tank for Barkley, Moreno, Bogard, and Ramsey. Does that mean that these players are going to be shifted on as well, mate? Do you know what I mean? Because you think get them minutes because they're going to be off in the next couple of weeks.
It's quite nice for Ramsey to captain the team, I suppose. That was quite nice. But then, kind of leads us a little bit onto some of the transfer stuff. A little bit with Ramsey being linked with Forest. Apparently, he's their main target this season. Potentially, I wonder if it's not the same position though. I was going to say, I wonder if they see him as a potential replacement for Gibbs White. Because he's got that same kind of driving box to box running style.
Yeah. No, that's a good shout, mate.
But I mean, the Gibbs White thing, I think, has actually caught Forest off guard. I think a lot of the stuff that's happened, they're trying to sign him up to another contract to get a larger release clause, or whatever. But
I mean, it's a bit naughty, really, from Forest, mate. Their owner's just an idiot, if I'm honest. So he's just he's preventing the inevitable.
Mate, he's great entertainment. He's entertainment value. I quite like Marinakis. He does make me laugh. But
sorry, I forgot we forgot he's connected. Yeah, he's definitely entertainment, mate. He's good for football. Yeah. Well done, mate. You're doing a great job.
Not associated with the mafia at all.
So because Gibbs White's going regardless, mate. It's just a matter of when now, isn't it? Which just is annoying because if that was the case, then it prolongs Ramsey leaving, which means we hold on to him for a couple of more weeks, and we're not getting business done ourselves because we need to get it done, really, if it's going to happen, so we can buy somebody. I do worry if we don't get one or two signings in, mate, we're going to struggle this year. So I'd like to have it done early.
The two main ones we've been hearing about more recent time. I mean, we heard rumblings about them before, but it seems to be more smoke coming out now. So it seems to be a bigger fire around Garnacho and Jackson.
Yes.
Garnacho, can he play left and right?
Mate, I don't know enough about him. I haven't watched him religiously. Like he's played left, hasn't he? In from the left.
Yeah, I'm sure he's played on the right as well. I think he can play on.
I think he's been quite versatile.
I like. We don't have a winger that can play both wings.
Well, mate, it's hilarious because both him and Rashford are basically training with the under-10s, aren't they? Because they're not allowed to go to Carrington until after 5 p.m. to train, and that's when the under-10s take to the field. So they're literally on a pitch next to the under-10s training. So it's humiliating, mate.
Apparently, it's because obviously I think we would like Rashford, but Rashford wants Champions League football now, whereas apparently Garnacho is more open to a non-Champions League club now. So I think is he a little young? He's a bit younger as well, I think, than Rashford. Probably wouldn't be on the same.
He's only 22, isn't he, or something like that? He's
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Rashford's younger than you think, isn't he? Like 25, something like that.
I don't know. I'm sure he's 27, mate. Might be wrong on that, but yeah, he's been around for a while, hasn't he?
We get shit wrong all the time, so just let us know in the comments.
I care about Rashford's age, but the Rashford things. The only way Rashford's coming back to the Villa is if it's on a loan deal, mate, and Man United pay a massive chunk of his wages. But he's pushing for that Barcelona. But I think it was Teddy Sheringham came out and said yesterday or today about going. He said about Rashford. He said, he slated him saying there's no way he should be pushing for a move to Barca. It's not like he doesn't deserve the upgrade. He's done nothing to kind of warrant that, And if we start giving players like promotions essentially for throwing their toys out the pram, what kind of example are we setting? Do you know what I mean? And he's probably right.
Another on a nicer note, like slight tangent. Good old Albert.
Uncle Albert, come on, son. What a legend.
Love Bertie. He was yeah, it was quite nice. It was quite nice. He was playing up to the crowd in bits. Even when he was playing, he was like waving to the fans when they were singing his name. And he had you said I missed the bicycle kick. I only managed to see some of the game, but I saw he had an effort from about the halfway line and was trying to catch Gauchi off his line, which I just thought was hilarious.
He'd have gone in.
It was onto Gauchi. Obviously, he got injured about 27 minutes, had to come off. Yeah, he looked a bit dicey, didn't he?
Mate, send him back to Barnsley on loan. Honestly, I don't want to see him in a Villa shirt
again. We got Bijou.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you saw it, but in the first half, but Caden Young, basically they counter-attack. Caden Young sprinted back, got back brilliantly, just passes in the ball normally. He's got all the time in the world, and he just plays it straight to their player. And luckily, he saves. What are you doing? Jesus! He can't use his feet. He can't use his hands. How has he become a footballer? I don't understand. Really? What's the standard for getting into the Villa squad? I feel like I've got a chance, mate. I really do.
But then,
goal.
And then, speaking of goalkeepers, the Martinez to Man U stuff still not going away. Also, it sounds. I think there's been a kind of an acceleration in media talk because Onana's gotten injured and potentially, apparently, he's going to miss the start of the season, or maybe a little bit at the start of the season. So now there may be accelerating goalkeepers.
Fabrizio Romano saying there hasn't been any official bids put in, so news is good news, mate. So let's just go with that. Until it happens, let's just say it's not happening because
it's the same with all these players going out, right? It takes teams making a bid. They need to actually make a bid. It can't just be they're looking at him. And it's cool. Yeah. That doesn't mean he's going to suddenly just go. They have to actually make a bid. We need to accept it, and they need to agree terms. It's quite a long process.
So until that happens, mate, as far as I'm concerned, he's going to be a Villa player next season. I'm holding out hope that we get one more season out of Emery. At this rate, I'd take a Adama back, mate, because that was he was my highlight of the game yesterday. I was just that was it. It's after a day of sitting here with that little belly excitement again. They've done it to me again, where you get that excitement. Football's back! I can't wait to watch this game. Pre-season, last season was a half decent game. We won 3-1. We kind of went at them, and honestly, again, what I saw yesterday, particularly towards the end of that first half, and for a large portion of the second half, not bad in possession, mate. But in that final third again, just not quick enough, not moving the ball quick enough, no movement in the box. He just overhit crosses, just no end product in that final third, and that was worrying because that goes down to the youth team as well. So I'll sit here moaning about Watkins not being finishing, but if we're talking about bringing Parvey came on and looked half decent, had two really good chances, but fluffed them.
It's so hard. You can't really go into too much about this, right? Because it is pre-season. It's the first game of pre-season.
Yeah, of course.
There's no sharpness there at all. They're all rusty. They're all probably running off their turkeys or running off their pina coladas, from wherever they've been.
Because I drink pina coladas in Ibiza, baby. Yeah, no, mate. Honestly, what I will say, the second half, it was good to see Mings move it. I thought he was solid, did his no-nonsense defending. Kamara, again, probably should have been booked twice because he lost the ball a couple of times and just, hacked down people. But he's... I just hope we keep him because he's even...
Garcia looked lively when he came up.
He looked nervous, mate, actually. I was a bit he did all right going forward, but he looked a bit nervous.
Yeah, that's what I mean,
defensively again. I hope that's just kind of, again, a pre-season thing that he's been at he was at the European Championships with Spain when so he's first day back or a couple of days back. I'm amazed he played actually, but hopefully that's a good sign. I'd like to see more of him because I think there's a player there and he does like to get forward. And his crossing again wasn't great, but he definitely likes to beat that man and whip it in, and that's something I want to see. But then again, there's no movement in that final third to try and get on the end of them. Do you know what I mean? So they either went past the furthest man, or they didn't. That no one was in the middle to kind of try and attack them, and they were just cleared. So things to work on. But like you say, it's the first game of pre-season, so I've not gone into total meltdown like some Villa fans have online, where same old shit, it's fucking. But we're gonna. I did a TikTok live after the game, mate, yesterday, and just had so many Blues fans coming on. You can't even beat Walsall.
Oh, God.
Mate, our under 10s, relax. Do you know what I mean? I think we're going to be all right.
The thing with Garcia is it's difficult, isn't it? Because I think and might be why we're looking at a winger that can play both sides, because we've said before that if we play with a right-sided attacking winger, then we'll play with a left holding player, or if you have like Digne bombing on, we'll play with a holding right. And the problem is that we can't play with an attacking winger and Garcia on the right, and we don't have an attacking winger who's going to play on the left.
Well, the problem is, mate, so you're right, and I agree with that to a certain degree. But I did a predicted lineup for yesterday just to go on TikTok Live with, right? And when I come to choose that wide right position, I was like, fuck, there's no one to play there. Bailey's not in the squad, right? I was like, who do you play there? So I put McGinn there, thinking McGinn's I knew he weren't going to play because he's only just come back, but you're struggling unless you play someone else centrally and put Rodgers out there, which doesn't work. Like Bailey is the only natural right-sided winger, but I don't think he's going to be around. So if we are going to go into this season, we need to buy that right attacking midfielder, because I don't think it's going to be Marlon as well.
We need a left and a right.
Marlon. Yeah,
we need a left and a right, because we've got age. We've got JJ who can play on the left. But he's not like an out winger. He cuts in, and then Rodgers can play on the left, but again, not really a winger. So actually, we kind of need one for both. And again, that's the Garnacho thing. It kind of makes sense, because if you can play both, then I'm like, okay, you can be used in both.
Well, it'd be interesting to see what Emery does, because if he sticks with what we did last year, then it's going to be a major issue. If he goes to 3 centre backs potentially, right, and does what he'll end up probably, does he do, all 3 of Konza, Mings, and Torres, and then go with wing backs? Do you know what I mean? And because if you put Matson and Garcia as wing backs, and
he's tried it, right? He tried it,
and it's
Saturday, wasn't it?
Yeah, but both Garcia and Matson are young enough and fit enough to get up and down, right? So
we'll play the Ruben Amorim style. I mean, that's basically what they need. They need not like that, but they need.
Mate, we don't want to finish 15th, but we want them to be.
No, but they need fit, energetic wing backs to be able to play there.
But for me, Matson can do that, mate. He's good enough. He's quick enough. He's got a bit of end product about him. Unsure about Garcia because he hasn't had much game time. But what I've seen of Garcia looks like he wants to attack. Looks like he can get that crossing. So with a little bit of game time, I'm hoping he gets a bit more pre-season game time, and let's see what happens. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The games in America will be interesting, because we're playing Frankfurt and St. Louis, and who else are we playing? There's somebody else. Nashville, I think we're playing. That'll be interesting. But I think the biggest test will be the final 3 games. Particularly, which I don't understand the timings of them really, because that's 3 games in 4 days.
It's pretty intense, isn't it? It's pretty intense.
And then you go into the Newcastle game. I don't understand what's only a day apart between Marseille and Villarreal.
They're not. Yeah, it's not easy opposition. Like it's that they're going to be pretty intense games.
Well, I guess the thought process is, mate, they'll probably play 2 completely different teams for those games.
Yeah.
So I guess that doesn't really matter.
Also, we need to get used to it, right? We're going to be playing Thursday, Sundays.
Sundays,
Wednesday, Saturday. I just wanted to highlight their goal was actually quite a nice move, although it annoyingly started from a set piece. So they literally started from this, and we just couldn't, for whatever reason, couldn't get clear. Look at this, this situation. How is that happening?
It was poor defending, mate. The initial clearance, the way they work it is pretty decent, right? But
because when it gets to here, cross the ball in.
That clearance there is really poor.
Yeah, then again gets cleared with a terrible clearance. Scuff shot, but a nice instinctive little flick.
It's a good instinctive flick, mate. But look how many Villa players are there around him. None of them react. React to it.
They're also on the wrong side of the pitch. Like, what are they actually standing next to there? You've got three of their players basically unmarked, and we've got 5 players just hanging around the opposite side of the box. Like, it makes no sense.
It was a poor goal to concede, mate. And if I'm honest, it was nothing more than Walsall deserved. By the way, I thought on the day they were the better side. I say, they stayed organised throughout the whole game and made it tough for us. But even when we had little moments of counter-attacking football, we didn't capitalise on them. There was a couple of good moments, like Lewis Dobbin had a great chance as well, where the keeper made a very good save. But I will say this again, like, I want to know who's our finishing coach, because we're not practicing finishing. Like, don't get me wrong, Dobbin does really well, makes the keeper make a good save, but for all the plaudits, mate, he just has to pass that in the net. He doesn't have to blast it. The keeper's in the middle of the goal. If you curl that into either corner, he's got no chance. On the floor, just curl it round him. He's got no angle, but he hits it through his laces, and it's a nice height to save. It's a good save, right? And you could say it's a shot on target, but like, my issue is going into the new season. The only way we improve next season is if we're more clinical. It's those little details that will matter, like, because if we don't do that, we're going to have another season of not scoring enough goals. We might well be better defensively this year. I've got a feeling that we will, but we've got to be more clinical. And those little moments, wherever it is, Dobbin, it doesn't matter. Like, it's picking the right finish at the right time. And we don't do that enough. It happened last season consistently with Ollie. It happened with Rodgers. It happened like with Rashford. Like, there's I could pick you about 15, 20 moments where we picked the wrong type of finish. And I just go in my head, I'm like, what are we working on in training? Like, as an attacking option. Like, yes, we kick the ball well, we create these chances, but we don't shoot outside the box again. Yesterday, bloody hell, mate. Why won't we shoot?
It's just weird, isn't it? Because I felt like we were really clinical the season before last.
Yeah, we were.
We were scoring so many goals.
It worked. We qualified for the Champions League.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. It's just so bizarre how all of a sudden we're just missing chances. Anyway, yeah, it was a bad day at the office. Got minutes in the tank though. Got people, got the team back together. Players in the shop window, whatever you want to say. Yeah. But Saturday, FC Hansa Rostock.
Yes, mate.
From the third division of the German league. Yeah. So, is it going to be a similar kind of team? Is it going to be a similar kind of team?
I think it will be, won't it? I think there may be one or two additions on the bench from the guys that have been back this week. Hopefully Marlon, just to give him some minutes, maybe on the bench, get him off. But I mean, the chances are it'll probably be very similar, because as we've just talked about, if those starters, Barkley, Moreno, Ramsey, Louis Barry looks like he's going out on loan to Sheffield United. So it might just be minutes in the tank for him to go over there. Do you know what I mean? It could be the last time he plays for us this season. So, yeah, I expect something similar. I think we won't see any of the big boys come back until we hit America.
I think until that Frankfurt game. Because that's a Bundesliga team. I think that's going to be when they come back in.
Bit more of a
test. We might as well, Gary. We might as well do a prediction.
Yes, we might as well, mate, for Saturday. Look, it's back, mate. We can do predictions. Happy days,
mate. Hansa Rostock against Aston Villa. What are you going for?
1-1. If it's the young team. If we put out a stronger team, I think we'll win 3-0. But I think if he sticks with what he knows, I think we'll struggle. I'm
going for a 2-1 win.
2-1 win.
I was going to go for 1-1, but I can't copy you, so I'm going to go for a 2-1 win.
Well, you stole mine on the other day against you. Said 3-1 for Warsaw, and I was going to go 3-1.
What I'm going to do, actually, this is not for our listeners, but I'm just going to tell you on here anyway. I need to send you the web app so you can start inviting people so they can all test it on the preseason games.
Yes, that's the score predictor, by the way, people, which we mentioned in the last show. So
we did mention in the last show. And if you're still here you go. I'm going to. Oh, actually, no, fuck it. I'm not going to present it. I can't. This is a car crash of a podcast. I just can't be.
Fine. Well, I suppose we should talk about the new kit as well, mate, because it is released tonight. What are we thinking? Because you're
they kind of shadow dropped it. Like, it didn't really. It just I just got a notification. Here's an article, a new kit.
Well, I was like, they did do something today at Villa Park because they've painted the steps of the Holt. Have you seen that?
No, I didn't see that. No.
Right, so you need to check that out because it looks pretty decent. Right, they did some sort there. There are a couple of players that have turned up this afternoon at Villa Park. I don't know who it was. They were potentially going to be there for 3 o'clock.
Be in the shop, aren't they?
Yeah. But just for photo opportunities, they've obviously released the long sleeve version. Now, when they first released it the other day, I was like, I'm not sure about it. It looks a bit meh. But seeing it a bit more in person, a few people have bought it and have been online today and whatever. And actually, I quite like it. The gold looks quite nice. And what I really like, which is something they didn't do last year, the shorts marry up with the top. So you've got on the back of the shorts, you've got the gold trim that matches up with the big on the top. So it looks like, and I don't call me old fashioned, but I love that kind of connectivity. So unfortunately, it's probably going to get my money, which is annoying, but I haven't bought it day one, right? I've held out for it. And I almost went to Villa Park today and I was going to film some content, right? But I thought if it's going to be absolutely chocker, like I can't be asked with that. I'm just going to, it's the father-in-law's birthday at the end of the month, so we're getting him a gift. I'm gonna go and kind of maybe
nice
look at it then. So, and it's payday.
Hopefully he doesn't watch this podcast because otherwise
he probably won't. Like, it's fine.
I was gonna say, yeah, I don't know. When I saw it, I don't know. There's something about these kits now, and like especially the Adidas one. They're just a lot of the time they're just these kind of cookie cutter template kits. Okay, change the color here, add a bit there, and not like the gold thing. I'm not sure about the little swirls. Like, I'm not. As a designer, I'm kind of sitting there going, that looks like a lollipop or something. It looks a bit odd.
I think it's one of them, mate, where it's going to look better in person. Like there was a video on the website with John McGinn doing the quiz in it, and it looks quite nice on John McGinn. But obviously, he's got like
that's on John McGinn.
He's not
a slightly podgy, like bloke like me.
But I do like the long sleeve version of it. However, I would use it to wear to Villa games and play football in. So I don't like long sleeve when I'm playing football because it feels too much. And you don't get the pattern on the long sleeve version.
Really?
Yeah. It's not. It's only on the short sleeve version, which is
yeah. But to be fair, looking at you now, because obviously they're not claret, are they? They're white.
No, they're white.
That is a bit nicer. But I don't know. I was just like, come on, you know what I want back? Bring back the stripes. Where the stripes?
Controversial.
I like the stripe. Where the claret and blue stripes, man? Like you know, and do a special badge on it that harks back to the 90s. You know, the claret and blue stripe badge.
Mate, they had their chance last year, didn't they? But instead, they gave us a 150th anniversary with a black Adidas top with a badge sewn onto it, which I can't believe people bought that, by the way. Like,
hey, look what I got here. So Pete got me this T-shirt for my birthday. It is. Yeah. I mean, thank you, Pete. If you are watching, it's a nice top, but it is literally. It's just a T-shirt. It's just a T-shirt. It's an Adidas T-shirt, and this is just printed on.
Done.
It is, but you're basically just paying for Adidas. You're not paying, and also. I was looking at this. Right. Get closer. Is it normal? Ignore the beard stuff. Does the eye usually touch the thing?
Oh, that's
is that an imperfection? Is that normal?
I don't know. Maybe you got a limited edition one, or it's just your brother's bought you a knockoff top, mate.
No. It was legit. It was legit. I was kind of weird that. The shirt's just got the what's it, but then this has Adidas on it. Why do they just keep it minimal like the shirt? I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I've seen a leak of like a shirt that they're looking at potentially releasing later in the season or something, and it's got the Batanos in gold, and I think the badge was in gold, and then it's got the old retro.
Yeah, the trifold kit.
Yeah,
that's going to be the third kit. It's happening, mate. There's various mock-ups that have gone round. I've seen one. The guy who does all the analyst stuff with the glasses and the beard and the curly hair. I can't remember his name. He's on TikTok. Yeah. He basically did a mock-up of it where he just had the lion in claret, no badge.
This is what I keep saying to you. That's what it should be.
And then the trifoil, and it was the same colour, similar colour. So do you remember a few seasons ago it was when Robbie Keane wore it, and it was like it wasn't. I mean that kit was like a white, and it had claret collar and clippings to it, and it was like checkered, and it wouldn't be checkered, but similar to that because it's supposed to have like a camouflage thing on the back, and that looked really, really nice. So if it's something like that, now that's scheduled to be released, I think, on the 15th of August, so the day before the season kicks off, allegedly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I've read, and I also read that the home shirt was supposed to come out on Tuesday before the Wolves game, but it came out today, obviously. So it might be in and around that. Maybe it'll come out the first week of the Premier League season. I don't know, but it kind of makes sense, I guess, to do it for sales because you could potentially wear it on the first away game at Brentford, as an example. So
well,
I don't know. But
was it last season? Europe, wasn't it? It was Did we wear it in Europe against Bruges?
Yeah, that was against Young Boys. The
Young Boys.
They had white shorts for that as well with the blue thing that marred up, and you couldn't buy them, which was annoying because they looked brilliant. Thought that looked quite nice with the blue top. But I think overall, mate, the Adidas stuff is way more improved. It's the best kit we've had since.
The quality, the quality is great. I just I don't know. I just want a bit. They're never going to do it because, like I said, costs and stuff. But I don't know. Football kits have got a bit safe nowadays. They got a bit boring.
Well,
like the Arsenal stuff's interesting and all that kind of thing. They're the.
I think the home kits are safe, but I love the away top, mate. The black one that's really growing on me. Like
Is it black or is it like dark blue?
No, it's black in the body, but it's gone, and then it's grey on the arms with the blue stripes. Again, but I've got the replica. I haven't got the player version. The player version's got the little circles. I don't know if that's slightly different. Does the
replica not have the circle stuff on it?
No.
Oh, that's sad.
That's the player stuff because it's breathable, isn't it? It is what it is. Making you £120 for it, which I'll never do, mate, because I'm not a professional footballer. It's slightly tighter fitting.
That elite fit doesn't look great if your body's not so elite.
It doesn't look good on a 46-year-old balding fat man. No, it doesn't. I'm just going large, mate, and keep holding the belly. I'm in training for Christmas. That's why I'm in.
God!
I will say that I'm hoping that the Trifle kit pulls it out of the bag, mate. That's for me. Yeah. But now I've seen the home kit in person, I actually quite like it, and I think the white looks quite nice with the gold, and the shorts really make it. I think it looks better with the shorts because on its own, I'm not sure. But then I'm just going to be a full kit wanker again and on.
Yeah, we all know you love being a full kit wanker, don't we? So
yes, mate. In my old age, I don't mind. I'm still waiting
once you get it, you can start the pod again, lying on the bed with your legs in the air.
100%, mate. Watch this space. That'll be maybe for the opening game of the season. No, I'm away for that. For the Crystal Palace game, if we do that kind of stuff with an arms, I'm just going to turn up in full kit. I reckon that'd be.
We need to work out what's going on there because obviously that Palace game is moving about all over the place because of Europe and all sorts.
Mate, as it stands, it'll be the 29th, won't it? Unless they win that appeal, and then we're kind of
UEFA, mate. UEFA ain't changing that. UEFA don't care. They ain't no.
I still think it's harsh on Palace, mate. If I'm honest.
I do, but UEFA ain't changing that. No chance. I think they're done. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Anyway, right. Brilliant. Any last words? Any last words?
No, that's it, mate. I think we're kind of. It's good to be back in terms of being able to talk about a game, although it was disappointing. So nothing to really pick apart, really, that I wanted to. Apart from the fact it was the same frustrations from last season. I hope that we significantly improve in the next couple of weeks, which I'm sure we will, because that was just like you say, it was the youngsters, and it was a fitness test for a few players, and an opportunity for the youngsters to play in front of a decent crowd, maybe, and Albert Adama got the limelight, so I'll take that. But hopefully Saturday's game will be a better result, and we'll see a little bit more. I'm sure Emery will get into them again in the next couple of days to kind of give them a bit of a rocket up their arse, because regardless of who's playing, if people are travelling to Germany, I'll be pissed if I put in that kind of performance. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't mind losing. No one minds losing football games, but just this tempo thing, mate, we've got to increase it. That's my only worry, and I hope we do. But other than that,
we'll be doing a match review. We'll be doing a match review on Monday. And then next, I can't remember, because there's about 9. Is there 9 days or something between the fixtures? It's 27. No, it's 4. So we've got St. Louis, then we've got Nashville. So we'll try and do what we can with the preseason stuff.
I've said on TikTok, mate, I'm going to try, if I can, to do some watch-alongs. Just to kind of, get a bit of the spirit going and stuff like that. So I might try and do a watch-along on Saturday, but I'll let everyone know on TikTok if I'm doing that or not. But certainly kind of do a.
You can do the Sunday one. The Sunday one at midnight.
Yeah, why not, mate? Late night with Gaz.
Anyway, on that note, you can do your other singing.
Yes, mate. Oh, I should mention before we go, mate. Don't forget, we've got the ball. So
don't forget that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get the donation. The link is in the description. If you're watching this on your TV, scan this. Please donate. Minimum of £5 to be entered. You get the ball, signed memorabilia from Peter With and Brian Little. And then there is also the Brian Little kids books as well, which will be signed. And those prints we will get framed as well. We're running this up until the winter, like kind of winter time, so before Christmas. So you can get them as a nice gift for your loved one if you manage to win it.
Awesome.
Brilliant.
That just leaves me to every week we follow the boys in claret and blue.
Cheers.
Peace and love.